Hi everyone, this is episode 5 of Ask Gordon. So actually yesterday I walked into Finisterre, which was my last official day of walking, and believe it or not, I've already walked 12.84 miles today, just walking around the peninsula here at Finisterre, and I'm sure I'll determine what photos to share soon. I'm on my way to the lighthouse to watch the sunset tonight. Last night didn't have much of one, so didn't take any photos. So actually I'm hoping that maybe tonight I'll have a good sunset. But this is episode 5. There was only one question. Episode 4, that question was from Fran, and it basically said, Fran asked if there was an object that I wish I had brought, or an item that I wish I had brought, or an item that I brought that I wish I hadn't. I'm paraphrasing her question a little bit, but that's basically the gist of it. Hey, I like the question, and of course, if no item weighed anything, obviously I bring everything. There was a guy that I know who actually brought a drone. So he brought a drone and a laptop, and so he actually with his drone, took photos of cathedrals, took photos of people walking, or video of people walking. So that would be a neat thing to do, but I certainly wouldn't want to carry the weight. And by the way, behind me I have a pilgrim statue. So, and I'll tell you more about this in a little bit. So I've tried to take a photo of every pilgrim statue I can. I'm fascinated, with them. So the short answer to that is that actually, again, I'd love to have brought my Canon 40D or Canon 70D, whatever it is. I'd love to have brought my Canon camera, because it's, again, I would have felt more comfortable taking photos with it than the camera that I do have, and obviously the cell phone does do a wonderful job too. But I couldn't imagine. Again, it was big, it was heavy. I'd have to take the backpack off every time that I wanted to take a photo, which means that I got to put it back in. So it just would have been cumbersome, and it would have made things slower. So it wouldn't have been worth the trouble to bring. So there's nothing that I wish I had brought along. And some people said, well, it would have been nice to have a couple pair of shoes. And the answer to that is no. You don't want to bring 2 pairs of shoes. You want to bring sandals and a pair of shoes along. Because, again, not everybody wears through a pair of shoes. These did, obviously. But I wouldn't have even wanted to bring an extra pair of shoes because, again, it's more weight, it's more cumbersome. Last thing I need. And so there's nothing I wish I brought that I did. The things in my backpack that I brought, I tried to think of things that I didn't need. Now, obviously, I didn't use a sleeping bag hardly at all. So you could make a strong case that the sleeping bag was not essential. However, every night that I ran the risk, even coming into Finisterre, to find a private room did present a challenge. So there was always the chance that I would have needed to stay in a hostel, or what we call an albergue. So the sleeping bag is necessary to have. The first aid kit, I brought it, but I didn't need much in it. But it's still, you'd want to bring that. I brought 2 shirts like this, similar to this. Probably could have only brought one, but again, they don't weigh that much. There was nothing there that I wish I'd brought, and nothing that I wish I'd left behind. So I think I packed pretty efficiently for this. So that's the question. And I do want to say that if you have, I will record episode 6 in the United States, in Washington, D.C., so certainly post questions there. I do want to, basically offer, here's the shoes that I've been basically recording about. These shoes, my original intent was with these shoes was to take them back to the United States. I figured the sole would be worn, not to the extent it was, but I figured it would be worn then. And I wanted to take it back to get a picture of these shoes next to some new shoes, top and bottom, just for fun. That's what I wanted to do. Then I would have thrown them away because I had no sentimental attachment to it. But this duct tape made these shoes very special. I can't think of a television show, maybe you can. Feel free to make that in the comment section. And I'm thinking there probably are several westerns, several movies where an animal, a horse, a dog, saved a boy's life, saved a human's life, but in so doing gave up its own life, and that person, again, had a tremendous sense of loss because of that. In some ways, these shoes are that to me. These shoes basically gave up their life probably 10 days ago. The duct tape put them on life support, and my perspective was it wasn't worth buying a new pair of shoes, because again, I went through 7 pairs of shoes to get to these. And if I bought a pair of shoes, I run the risk of creating blisters that might have been worse than anything I'd had, and so those last 10 days might have been horrific to experience. So the duct tape made these things, again, brought these things, put these things on life support, allowed me to finish an incredible experience here on the Camino. I don't intend to bring these things back to the United States. In fact, I am going to place them here next to this statue of this. I think this gentleman wants to take a picture of it, so I'm going to let him do it. But I'm going to leave these shoes behind in Spain. I looked all around here in Finisterre for a place where people left stuff, but I haven't found it. They discourage people from starting fires, and there is a fire that that pilgrims affectionately call the hippie beach, where they burn. People might have been sleeping there for 5 years, I guess. And I know some people who've burned some clothes. Again, in some respects, I'd love to burn these things, but obviously burning rubber, there's probably an environmental potential impact to this. So I intend just to leave these shoes at this statue. Duct tape, and if I remove this duct tape, and I don't intend to, because to me the duct tape makes these shoes very special, but if I remove the duct tape, I would be able to poke fingers through the sole, the heel of it. Fortunately, the orthotic basically made it that my feet didn't feel too bad for it. But they were getting pretty thin even at the sole of my feet, so I know the last several days here my feet were fatigued, were very tired from these shoes. So again, I love these shoes dearly. I'm going to leave them behind me here. So in fact, I'm gonna let these guys go by. One thing I am going to do is to keep the shoelaces, and I will share with you later, not today, what I intend to do with these things. But the shoelaces will be the thing that I intend to make me remember these shoes and how special they were to me. So I have the shoelaces. I'm going to take them back to the United States with me. But so that's, I think, episode 5. Well, again, if these guys leave, I'm going to leave these shoes here behind this statue, and go from there. But I think people are waiting, so I probably won't be able to hear. But so again, I encourage you, like I said, I'm going to record episode 6 back in the United States. I would, if you have questions you'd like me to answer, now that the walk is over, but the Camino is not over. It will continue for weeks, for months, as I continue to reflect on this. I didn't do any reflection today. I had a good time just walking around. So okay, the shoes are now at this pilgrim statue. There they are. I'm going to take a picture of them, so I'll be able to post them, or have a photo of them here at this pilgrim statue. So again, if you have questions, I'd love to answer any additional questions post Camino. But like I said, I believe this Camino, I want to become the best version of Gordon that Gordon can be. And this Camino has been a rich experience for me. The relationships that I have developed, just the things that I've thought about, the things that I've reflected upon, the things that have touched me along the way. I'm going to miss the Camino greatly. I'm going to miss the relationships that have been created, and I hope that many of these relationships I'm going to be able to see in the future, even though all of my relationships are for the most part in in Europe, basically. And it's also kind of funny when you think about it too, that almost everybody that I hiked with was significantly younger than me. I don't know if it was, if I got energy from them. I loved them dearly, and I know I got energy from them, and I hope that I gave them some energy that this old man, and I hate saying old man because I feel fantastic. Like I said early on, my spirit my body, my mind, this has just been one incredible experience, and I'm so thankful to my team for making this happen. I know I wouldn't be able to do this without them. So I'm going to conclude this, but again, let's reflect on this. Again, make in the comment section below, write any questions you have that you would like me to respond to when I get back to the United States. So thanks for watching episode 5 or 6 or whatever. So this is Gordon Bernhardt reporting from Finisterre, Spain. Thanks, guys.